Hey cruisers, so it's been 3.5 years since we've been on Silversea. What changes have there been in the past 3.5 years now that it's been under the ownership of the full ownership of Royal Caribbean Group? Well, there's plenty of videos online where you can take tours of the ship and the Silversea ships. We are going to see what the differences are the past couple of years under the full change of ownership. So we're getting ready to board the Silva Nova here in Miami. Come aboard with us, so let's see. Before we board, the first thing we notice that hasn't changed is the lines. So unfortunately, Royal Caribbean Group has not brought on an app for Silversea that allows you to check in advance, including doing the health check-in. So instead, you start by filling out the forms, just like the old days of cruising. Keep those on your person and then bring them to a line. And you wait for the line. We came in with group 9. We're still waiting for group 13. And it's so far been, about 15 minutes. We made it through security until the time we just made it through check-in and are getting ready to board the ship, 1/2 an hour. So it's now day 2. We've settled in, and what are the differences between this cruise that we've seen so far and the Silver Muse a couple of years ago? Well, for one thing, the shows. They have been Royal Caribbeanized. The singers and dancers are much stronger. When we were on the Muse, we thought it was like going to a high school musical. Here, they're professional dancers, really good dancers and really strong voices. One negative is the Wi-Fi. If you want high-speed Wi-Fi, it's now extra. So the regular is somewhat acceptable, but not if you want to stream or do video or do calls over Wi-Fi and things of that sort. Otherwise, we're very impressed. The ship is absolutely beautiful, and having come off of Explora 1 just a couple of months ago, we can tell you, even though this ship is full, it seems so much less crowded than Explora, and the quality of food and service is just simply a notch above. So we'll see how the rest of the cruise goes, but so far, Silversea under Royal Caribbean, thumbs up. So we're about halfway through our 14-day cruise on Silver Nova. And what differences have we observed so far since it's been now fully under the control of Royal Caribbean Group? Well, a couple of things. For example, high tea is now once per week rather than every day. Some of the competitors are still doing it daily. And the Wi-Fi, that's a big source of complaints amongst passengers we've been speaking to, how the included Wi-Fi now is basic. It does not include streaming. Again, most competitors do include full Wi-Fi. And among the good news, the production cast is now up to Royal Caribbean Group standards. The voices and the dancers, very, very strong. So kudos for that. What still needs to be done, what still needs to be improved, Silversea needs an app. Not only will it make things easier in terms of management, pre-cruise and on-cruise, but things like Embarkation, being able to do things on the app, something as simple as the health forms checklist, being able to do that on the app 24 hours before cruising, rather than having to go manually do it with pieces of paper in a terminal. And little bits of consistency that need to be developed. The crew is outstanding, truly, truly exceptional. That is the secret sauce. But there's still some inconsistencies. For example, the serving of grated cheese with pasta or cleaning of crumbs between courses prior to dessert. Otherwise, it seems overall things are as good or for the better. We'll keep you posted. Hello cruisers, and welcome to Funchal, Madeira, the last of our ports of call on this 14-day cruise on the beautiful Silver Nova. So here's what you've been waiting for. How is Silversea Cruises doing today under Royal Caribbean Group? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it different? Well, yeah, it is different. And there are some things that are better and there are some things that are worse. So overall, what is our impression? Well, here's the deal. Today, post-COVID, challenges in an international global economy, there are changes on every cruise line. Yes, there are changes on Regent Seven Seas, lots of big changes on Regent. There are changes on Seabourn, there are changes on Crystal. It's just the way of the world. But it's very easy when there are changes following change in an ownership of a company to blame all the negative on the change of that ownership and kind of put aside the positive changes. We're not going to do that. There are changes, yes, and there are some good, there's some bad. But overall, the experience on Silversea cruises today is as good as it's been, especially when you compare it to changes in the competition. Okay, let's not live in a vacuum here. Let's realize that we're in the real world. Things are going to change. But with the capital infusions by Royal Caribbean Group, with the enhances in the entertainment, with the tremendous value that you see in these new cruise ships of the Nova and the Ray and the beauty that they possess, with the upgrades and the hardware to the other classic ships, and again, we've got now the acquisition of the Expedition ship from Crystal Cruise Lines. Silversea really has ultimately upped the game. And again, no doubt, there are some changes that are for the worst, like the Wi-Fi, some things like that. But every cruise line, every super premium luxury cruise line has had changes. The food, the service, the entertainment that we experienced were top notch. And I would say put Silversea squarely in maintaining in the running with other premium ultra luxury cruise lines like Seabourn and Crystal and Regent, if not at the top. So we will be coming back. We enjoy this and we're looking forward to returning.